Metcalf's funeral was, I believe, yesterday, and I just want to send an apology to his family members on the behalf of the black community, on the behalf of our racism, our ignorance, the fact that we're justifying the murder of your son in the name of race. He's a human being. He was a good kid. He was a kid that did deserve to have his life snuffed out by some thug. And I say he's a thug because when you kill anybody, you're a thug, right? Any type of murder makes you this thuggish behavior. And so he deserves, and it's sad that they don't offer the death penalty, and that they don't offer a life. He won't be getting life in prison, they're saying, because of his age, which is sad because he deserves both. Because this boy will never see the light of day. So I refuse to submit to racism. I'm not a racist person. I love white people just as much as I love black people. I'm a preacher. I'm a righteous preacher. So I don't see color because God won't allow me to. So I just apologize to the family that has to bear this on the behalf of a community that accepts and loves violence.
Woo! Reverend. The people is coming for you, honey. Let me
Hey,
tell you, they done researched you. They done found your past. I'm being straight, Reverend. You know I'm talking facts. I love you. I really do like you. I genuinely do like you. I didn't agree with what you said in that clip. I'm gonna be real with you, but I do like you, Reverend, and I do think you're a man of God. We've had conversations. I've called you to the front of the congregation before. I'm gonna give you a chance as your closing thoughts. Do you stand by what you said? And if so, you said it. We need to hold black people accountable. I get that. But come on now. The boy ain't have his day in court, though. Come on.
Also,
I,
shout out your platforms. I'm gonna give you your closing thoughts.
yeah. I do stand by what I said. I don't. I actually feel sorry for the boy. But I feel like if it was a white boy, I would say the same thing. I do believe
Mm,
in the death penalty, and I believe it's biblical. If we go back in the Old Testament, they actually had that the death penalty in America actually came from the Bible. Because in the Old Testament it was a life for a life. If you killed somebody in the Old Testament, you died. And I actually believe that in America. I believe if you kill somebody, you deserve to die. That person's life is over. So why should you keep living if they're dead? I just don't think that's fair. If somebody kills my son, I'm gonna forgive them, but they still deserve the consequence. And I feel sorry for the situation, but at the same time, I made this video because I have seen videos of black people with shirts on Austin that said he messed with a black man and got dealt with. I've seen videos where they said the kid was a white supremacist. I did my research on the father. The father was a godly man. The father goes to a church, a godly church. He has a great pastor. I even researched it. They were the guy with the Austin was a straight A student. He was actually MVP. He actually had scholarships planned for some of the top colleges. He had black players that came to his defense afterwards because there were people in the comments saying he was a white supremacist. And the players, I actually have the text messages. The players were saying, "Y'all got him wrong." These are black young dudes. He was my teammate. I loved him. He came to my defense. He was a ride or die. Like these are black dudes saying this about him. Like, yeah, we know that there's racism out there, but this is not Austin, right? That's what they were. These are black players and they were attacking the black players. These young people saying, blah blah blah. And so, I know that made a lot of people upset, but at the same time, I feel like if it was a white person that did that to a black person, we would the black community would have a different narrative. And as much as I love black people, I really don't see color, and so God really healed me. And the one thing God did was He told me I had to forgive the people who hurt. I had to forgive white people, and so I had to learn how to walk through that healing and that forgiveness process. And then I started having friends that were white, close friends that gave me vehicles that treated me honestly better than some of my own people did, right? Because some of my greatest favor, the doors that have opened for me, I've been on Dr. Phil, Fox News, all that has come from white people. My own people rejected me for a very long time, even in the church. And I've had some of the worst experiences with my own people. So, and I feel like the only time the black community comes together if it's a white person killing a black person. They don't care if a black person kills another black person. They don't care if they were just on the news, a 6-year-old little girl was shot dead. They don't care about that type of stuff. We'll click past that on Facebook like it didn't happen. But if it's a white person doing it, oh my God, we have to go do a GoFundMe. We gotta get the picket signs out. We gotta get ready. And I just don't think I think all lives matter. And I understand the what happened to us. I understand all of that. Look, me and my wife just watched Emmett Till with our daughter because we're explaining to her what happened. People would think I'm some type of whitewash. No, I love racial movies. I love movies like Dr. Martin Luther King. Selma is one of my favorite movies. I I call myself Reverend Jordan Wells based off Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. He was my idol. I looked up to him and I try to model myself because I don't believe he would be okay with the kind of the rhetoric around some black people, which is they're choosing violence as a source. And if you listen to his messages, what separated him from Malcolm X was Malcolm X. This generation probably will love Malcolm X more, but Malcolm X was all about violence. You know, them crackers, kill them, do whatever you want to do. Malcolm X, they broke apart because Martin Luther King said, no, nonviolence is the answer. We
Reverend
need,
Wells, I got a
huh?
question for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
One only question I got for you. How but the thing is, the other side, and this is what a lot of people are thinking. They done stereotype this boy. They said this boy came from a one person household. They say he was poor. He got two people in his household. He was living in an $800,000 house. So what do you say to that? I mean, that's why I said wait till the facts come out because clearly he doesn't meet he's the exception. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He's not this black culture that everyone's saying. He didn't come from the hood. He grew up in a nice home. He had two parents in his household. So that's why I said, like, how can we jump to that and say that when he's the exception?
Because I mean, I'm going based off the police report. I read it. The police report is public knowledge. The police report reports what happened. All they're going to do in the case, really, all they're going to do in the case, they have the only witnesses there is Austin's brother, and Carmelo, and the police report of what happened. So only thing that's going to be argued in court is if it was self defense. It's not going no new evidence is going to be presented. Only thing that's going to be presented there. This is a self defense case. Carmelo is saying, his attorney is saying that it was self defense, and that's the reason he did what he did. So really, when we go to court, when they go to court, that's the only thing that's going to be argued before the jury. Did Carmelo have a right to stab Austin based off the police report that said he should have touched me, he should have put his hands on me? So based off what I read from the police report and what I as I watched all the videos, because I never get up and just start speaking stuff. I do my research, right? So as I did my research, read the full police report, and listened to the full transcript, I was able to come away with an opinion, which most people already have an opinion on this case, right? And my opinion is that first of all, he shouldn't have had a knife. That's the first thing. Because I am a teacher, right? I can tell y'all I was a basketball coach. If I had any student that brought a knife to school, I don't care for any reason, they would have been expelled from the program. That's how it is in schools. In Florida, I don't know about wherever anybody else is from, but our governor here has very strict on law and order, right? So if you bring a knife to most of the schools I've been to, you're expelled from school because there's no reason ever a 17, 16, whatever has a knife. So that's the first issue right there. Regardless of if he has two parents or not, that's not what I'm thinking about. I don't, all the outside noise doesn't matter. I'm a facts person. Right is right. I'm like a black or white person. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't even see the color, right? If he was white, I would be saying the same thing, right? My problem is the way people responded to this case is what fired me up and got me speaking, because you don't do that to a child. These are children, right? We're talking about here, right? You don't act like Austin's life don't matter because of racism. Austin had nothing to do with what happened 300 years ago. Austin had nothing to do with what happened 200 years ago. We don't know his family might have been the ones fighting against the Confederacy because every black white person did not fight for the Confederacy. That we wouldn't even be free as black people without white people. Because in the reality, there were white people that were dying fighting. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln was a white man who signed the Emancipation Proclamation? Half the country was split. Half the country was for racism. Half of it wasn't for racism. There was the North was for was abolitionists who believed that black people had the same rights as everybody else, and then the racist South. So all white people, that's why I'm against reparations. Because who do we know who's slaves, who's not slaves? There was a lot of white people that weren't for slavery. That's all I'm saying. So this hatred that the black community has is mismanaged. It's appearing in this case.
It's ugly. It's nasty. We need to just look at this case, take away Carmelo's skin color, take away Austin's skin color. Make them both children. Don't look at color. And give that story. Somebody touching you does not give you the right to stab them. In that case, all my students deserve to be stabbed. Because I had a student in one of my classrooms while I was teaching get up and hit a boy in the classroom. If anything, that boy definitely deserved to be stole because Austin didn't even do that much. That boy hit him in the jaw, so he deserved to be stabbed. And we're teaching a generation now that if somebody messes with you, if they're white, somebody puts their hands on you, it's okay to take their life. And I believe unless somebody breaks in your home with a gun and they're trying to kill you, that's when you shoot. But violence is the last resort. That is not that we don't want to
Yeah,
normalize a society where murder and killing is okay.
Y'all
definitely.
go
I
follow.
hear you on that. But he was a child too. But I'm gonna allow Kamal to go next. Kamal, what's your closing thoughts? Thank you so much for coming. Let everybody know where they can find you at. Ooh,
Oh, that was me.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the chat. You feel me? From Jimmy Beans is in the chat, cracking me up right now. Keith, shout out to you too, bro. Even though we had some opposing viewpoints. Shout out to the panel. If y'all want to find me, y'all can find me at Kamal Johnson Network or type in the Shadow Band Man on YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, whichever one y'all want to watch. Also, I got the link to the new party channel pinned to the chat in my chat. So my people on my end that's watching on Twitter and all that good jazz, y'all go follow them. All right. First of all, reparations. We're not going after them folks or their families or nothing like that. We're going after the government, the U.S. government. So all that, oh, we're going after white folks and blah, 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 blah. No, we're going after the government. Okay. Second of all, the problem I had with the clip with the Reverend, you feel me? And I appreciate you, bro. Like I ain't got no ill will towards you, bro. But the thing is, you talking for the whole black community. We must got different algorithms because what you saw is not what I saw. I didn't see none of that stuff that you was talking about. You know the main thing I was seeing? I was seeing that what does the laws change if you're a black person defending yourself? Because last time I checked, there's somebody which one of them murders was it George Zimmerman? No, wasn't. Was it Cal Rittenhouse? Nah, it wasn't Burt either. Who was Daniel Penny? Remember that? Remember when Jordan Neely was just yelling on the train, being homeless? You feel me? And what happened? Jordan Neely came behind him, choked his ass out, killed him, and that was considered self-defense. The police report, it didn't say Austin Metcalf and RP to birth. You know what I mean? Like, but it didn't say he touched Carmelo Anthony once. He touched him twice. Twice. You know what else I be hearing? They're like, well, why is he under the tent? Damn, he should have not been under the tent. Well, let me tell you something. It was raining out there. It was in what Frisco, Texas. Wasn't there a storm out there in Texas, especially around the Houston area too? The storm gonna hit all of Texas, right? So he went under there to get away from the rain, get under, take cover. And I heard there was other kids from other schools under that tent. Another thing I've been seeing, they talking about, well, at the track meet, why is he under their tent at the track meet? Oh, the Carmelo Anthony was on the track team. The twins wasn't. Another thing, it's starting to come out that Carmelo Anthony probably didn't have a knife. He had a thing to clean his cleats with. Also, a lot of things coming out there, you feel me? And the Reverend, I don't know how you mixed in us getting reparations with this case, and we up in here, and we victimization, and oh, we doing this and that. No, bro, no, it's none of that. If the law's gonna apply to Daniel Penny, it better apply the same way to Carmelo Anthony. Why can't we defend ourselves? Why is it a problem? I think that's the main issue. But I'm gonna rest my case. I'm gonna let some other people speak. You feel me? Appreciate y'all.
No, thank you. Come on, everybody follow. Come on, I pinned it in the chat. James, JB Fonts, thank you for coming. It was really, really awesome having you. My favorite new communist. I really love that you came. Let us know your closing thoughts. It's all love here.
Yeah, of course. I want to basically, my colleague, my comrade, Savvy Sabs, and I actually did a dive on this. We actually went through the police report as well as some alleged eyewitness testimony about what happened. And it was Austin and Hunter Metcalf that both accosted, Carmelo Anthony under the tent. And yes, it was raining. Yes, he was sitting by himself, minding his business, and they approached him. And so as they approached him, he was touched twice. And the first time he got touched, he said, "See what happens if you touch me again." So he gave them a warning. One of my questions is, there's a huge problem with bullying here in the United States. Why would someone who's 5'8" and 130 pounds, why would they feel the need to, if it was a knife, then why would they feel the need to put a knife in their bag? Now, I do say, I agree, he should have never brought a knife to the track meet, right? He should have been taught to squabble up, right? He should have been taught to scrap. But what would drive a 17-year-old to do that? I'm not necessarily excusing the actions, but you got to remember, from a scientific standpoint, the prefrontal cortex is not fully developed until the age of 25. So you have 3 people that are in a situation where they are not using complete judgment like we do as adults. And so even though what he did was wrong, it's still considered self-defense. Now, the question also is, can you carry while in school? Some schools have a policy where you can't. Apparently, if the blade is under, I think, 5.5 inches, then it's legal. And if it's over 5.5 inches, it's illegal. So with that being said, a lot of the backlash from the Black community is the Black community is tired. We are tired of the double standards that constantly happen in this nation. Whenever we have to justify our existence day in and day out, especially Black women, we have to justify our existence. And so Black people got to a point where it's basically the O.J. Simpson case all over again. And Black people are just like, all right, well, you know what? Even though he did what he did, he warned them. They accosted him. They approached him. And so therefore, he felt the need to protect himself. I don't agree that that we should have one person represent and say, "I apologize on behalf of Black people," because Black people are not a monolith, as you can see. And so therefore, for us to say, well, that was cold-blooded murder. Number one, we should let the trial bear out. Let the facts bear out. And also, another point that was made was he did come from a 2-parent household. And in Frisco, Texas, the population of white people is about 52%. The second largest population in Frisco, Texas is Asian, with over 25%. It is an affluent area. So therefore, to live there, you have to have some money. So it's not, so the narrative also coming that he came from a broken home. There's also the narrative that people are pushing, saying that he had that they took the Gifts and Go money in order to buy a new car, a new house, all these other things. They're lying on them, basically trying to say he was living in poverty or something like that. that is just narrative that's being pushed, right? And ultimately, I think he made a mistake. This is why he reacted the way he did. He wanted to know if Austin was going to be okay. And now he has to live with on his conscience that he killed another human being. But was it intentional? And I say let the case be tried in court.
Well, thank you so much, JB, for coming again. I got to go on Savvy Show. I was so honored. It was like one of my bucket list things, and I had such a good time. So thank you for being a good sport here. Skeptic, let us know your closing thoughts, girlfriend, and let us know what you think. Oh,
Thank you. Well, I have an uncle that works for the DA, and so like he always says, we don't know all of the facts that are going to be brought up until it's time for both parties to come in and show all of their evidence. So I think that the district attorney's office has the burden of proof. Until then, I believe that you are innocent until proven guilty. So that's as far as I go with it. I have read up on it. I know there was some background story, but I choose to believe that he's innocent until proven guilty. And then whatever comes out during the case, then when they go to trial, then I'm going to be reading up on it and keeping up with it.
For sure. Enzo, what's your final thoughts?
I mean, when it comes to the whole Carmelo Anthony situation, I think like I've said multiple times, I think it's a very unfortunate situation, but it doesn't give justification to one, have a knife on school grounds. No school in the United States will allow you to have a weapon of any size on school property at all. That's a no. I'm taking that from past experience because I skipped school one day when I was 16 years old. I got caught with a blade in my pocket and I almost got arrested for it. I wasn't even on the school grounds. They had to bring me there, but like I said, it doesn't give justification from everything that I'm seeing that's coming out about Carmelo Anthony. One, he was allegedly found with a knife on school property before and got suspended for it. And two, he wasn't even supposed to be at that track meet. He skipped school to be there, so he's not even supposed to be there in the first place. I'm just looking at the straight up facts at the end of the day, and like I keep saying, I don't see it as I at first I saw it as a case of self defense gone wrong, and now I'm just realistically looking at it in a situation that should have never happened. I don't agree with it whatsoever. I don't think there was any justification to stab him straight in the heart at the end of the day. I think it's, but then again, until we see further evidence, what I'm saying is just alleged. This is what I've heard so far and what I've read. So until it's proven, it's just allegations. Yes.
Are you about to go live?
Yeah.
Talk about your topic.
So the topic I always do is I voted for Trump. Why didn't you? And when I do that specific topic is because I want to speak to people on the left. I really want to hear the reasons why people prefer to vote for Kamala Harris or whoever else they voted for. And the crazy thing is, I've never really gotten any logical answers from anybody why they would prefer to vote Trump or Kamala over Trump. The only thing I get is a felon, which they know no evidence about the case. The SA case, which they know no evidence about the case. He's mean. He's racist. He's this, that he's that he hurt their feelings, that he killed their dog. Literally the stupidest things imaginable. So it's a fun time in my life. There's a lot of crash outs because people don't like facts at the end of the day. And I will bring up every single source for any topic anybody brings me up. And yeah, it gets fun when I dog walk people and they literally just crash out and do the liberal crying and sound like zombies from Call of Duty. Yeah.
All right. My final thoughts are Man Cave on Monday, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. New Party Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. On Thursday, we'll be interviewing Bernard Taylor. He's running for Congress in South Florida. So we'll be doing that. My final thoughts is just let the case play out. who knows what'll happen in court. And if it's a jury, all you gotta do is convince one person. Democrats aren't communists, and I don't even remember the other stuff we talked about. So, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Whew.
Laura.
Okay. I'm gonna make it fast. I know y'all tired. I want to start by thanking everyone for watching in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much on X. If you're on X and you're watching, please follow us on YouTube at The New Party. If you're on YouTube and you're watching us, go follow us on X, New Party 2025. Thank you so much to the New Party team. Thank you, Enzo. Thank you, Mia. Thank you, Skeptic. And hopefully Kamal will be joining us because I really like Kamal here. He's so fun. I like having an apolitical person. He's my favorite FBA, even though we're going to have a debate about the whole FBA tether thing. But anyways, I love his energy. Thank you so much to JB Font. Please, if you're not following him, go check it out. Stop being in an echo chamber, y'all. We cannot live in an echo chamber. I'm giving him a follow. I like having a balance. Thank you to the Reverend Jordan Wells. He is a friend of the show. I really appreciate you, Reverend. You know, when I first saw the clip, I defended you. I said he's a light in the darkness in this world. Thank you, and all be to God. All be the glory to God. Thank you, Jesus, for allowing us to be able to do this tonight. Thank you, Jordan Wells. And for our fans of the New Party, we will be back Thursday night. Also, tomorrow, I will be doing lunchtime. You guys will see the topic. I think it's going to be on Shannon Sharp. Is he guilty? Is he not? So, yeah, thank you for rocking with us. Thank you again to the team. And like we always say on the New Party, always vote. God bless. Good night. All the good things in the world.
Introducing the New Party. We live stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.